coming at you fast like a freight train ride. Another crazy, stupid RV design. Smoking sparks, no fear, no mild. Buckle up, it's RVs Gone Wild.
Hey everyone, it is RVs Gone Wild number 49. This episode has been a long time coming. I've been teasing it out there and I'm not going to keep you waiting any longer. We have a big announcement for this episode. It's going to redefine the channel, and here's the big announcement. We here at RVing with Joe are ending RVs Gone Wild. Aww. But wait, there's more. RVs Gone Wild is starting its new life as its own channel dedicated to all these wild and crazy RVs.
You guys are crazy.
Crazy one.
No, but this is crazy.
Yes, that is crazy. If you're watching this video, then that means you've already made it to the channel. Congratulations and welcome. Make sure you subscribe, and let's get on to the first RV. Well, we got this first one from Bruce C. This is a 1990 Ford 250. He loves watching the videos. He's a big supporter of the channel, and he saw this one in Ely, Nevada. You thought we might like it? You bet we do. And White Pepper Farms Homestead, who are a YouTuber or social media creators, but they're also farmers and such. They had a rough incident on the road here. They fully totaled their rig. There were some injuries, but they're okay. They put out a video about this as well. You can check it out if you go check out their Facebook page. And here's the aftermath. It's always a tragedy when we lose an RV to a tree like this, and this is one big tree. It left this RV totaled. Gary B from Texas, he sent us this 1999 Ford. He's got the full setup with the bikes on the front, the boat in the back, and this is a flatbed style truck camper. I've been interested in these lately. Let's take a look at a few more flatbed trucks with slide-in campers mounted on top. These trucks with the flatbed slide-in campers really seem to take advantage of the space well. They end up having all this extra storage. I mean, why have a traditional bed unless, of course, you need to take the camper out at times and use it like a normal truck? I think if I was putting this together from scratch, I really like the flatbed idea. To be honest, the same goes for fifth wheels too. I think pulling with a flatbed is the best way to go. But here's a bunch of different ones, different ways to solve for X, as they say. And then we get a nice extended look at this one, both inside and out. like this one, and that's why I'm going to give this the RVing with Joe Gold Star Tip of the Hat Award for being the coolest Ford in this episode. And finally, here's one completely custom made. I only wish we had pictures of the inside. Looks extra spacious. Lance S. sent us this. This is his beefy rig. He's got this big old 2023 Jayco North Point fifth wheel and a 3500 HD dually, so we're not going to have any conversations about whether that can handle the weight. But he also sent us another bigger and even cooler email, and that is the Harvest Fest displays at this Michigan campground. They went all in here. We got Halloween coming up, and this campground knows how to do it. Let's take a look at a few of these. Can you imagine peeking out your blinds at home and you see this? They lost the whole thing. Looks like no one was hurt or anything, and glad they weren't in the middle of a trip and they were home when this happened, but what a drag. Rob B, he sent us his rig. It's a 2023 F350 Tremor with a 7.3 and the 4:3 gearing ratio. He's got his Polaris four-wheeler and a 26-foot Fleetwood. He lives in the Northern Rockies in BC. He also travels the Alaska Highway every weekend, so he knows that this truck performs amazingly well. Looks like a sweet rig. It's almost turducken the way you guys set up there, and I absolutely love it up there. I hope to get up there again next summer. The true north, strong and free indeed. If you watch this channel, you know I love trailers. You know I love the heavy-duty tow rigs, the big rigs. William M. sent us this semi in the snow, but it's not really a semi. Took an old big rig and turned it into a trailer. Impressed? Like it? Let's move on. Stuart C. shares with us his bus. It's a 2001 National Tradeswinds LTC. It's still running, all systems are working, and his partner and he are 10 years in full-timing. Great job, Stuart and Chun. Enjoy it out there. I'm glad you're living a good life, getting busy living. You know, it's sad what people call camping these days. What do you think happened here? Defective frame or operator error? I just can't imagine what situation led up to this horrific crash. I'm impressed with those handful of drivers that had just enough foresight to see that thing coming and gunning it. The light was clearly just turning green, but still, you see some people scurry out of there. Ran across this on the socials. Just another instance of what happens when these trailers crash. They pretty much crumble into little pieces. I always hear the horror stories of sitting there on the side of the road trying to grab all their stuff before they come along with the bulldozer to put these things in the back of a dump truck, and then you can never get your stuff again, really. And because we're switching out the channels and switching things up, we're also going to be switching out our merchandise. So if you've thought about picking up anything, you might want to look now because we're going to be taking down and replacing a whole lot of what's up there. This is your last chance. Now, Gordon L., he's opened up a little bit of a Pandora's box of conversation potentially here. Gordon, thanks for sending this in. He writes, "It's not fancy, but it takes us everywhere. And people always ask, you pull your trailer with that?" Yes, and the gross combined weight rating has room to spare. He says it's just the two of them driving with empty tanks all through Western USA and Canada. He's from Calgary. So if he's from Alberta, I know he's probably got a straight head on his shoulder already. So I'm going to ask you this. What is the gross axle weight rating? In other words, the rear axle. What is the weight rating for that rear axle? And then I also want to ask, what's the tongue weight of the rig? Again, I'm sure it's fine and safe, so I'm not calling or casting doubt. But whenever you bring up, weight ratings in this world, it always brings up controversy and conversation. And it's something I always like to ask people is, what is your rear axle weight rating versus the total load on that rear axle weight rating? Because I find on most vehicles, that's actually the weak link. Gross combined weight rating almost always has headroom. I'd love to hear your answers, and I hope I didn't start a comment storm with that. Some great camping spots you got there, Gordon. I miss the Southwest.
Have you heard about the turducken?
Turducken. I think that's funny.
And make the turducken?
Turducken.
Turkey with a duck, and then you stuff the duck with a chicken. Tur for turkey, duck for ducking, and in for chicken.
You stuff a chicken inside,
That's turducken.
a duck inside a turkey. But out here on the road, things get kind of quirky. It's a camper on a truck, on a trailer with toys, rolling down the highway, making all kinds of noise. It's a turducken on wheels, a sight to behold. Stacked up rigs, breaking every mold. From dirt track races to side-by-sides bucking, ain't nothing quite wild like an RV turducken.
Brian R. sent this to us. He sent us this, what he calls a wiggling turducken. Yeah, I think people always wonder, how do these things drive? How well do they run down the road? How much do they wiggle and wobble? Well, let's take a look at this one for a moment. Thanks, Brian. And we got this crawler hauler, which is really just a flatbed truck with a sliding camper on the back. But we don't just have these awesome toys. We also have some inside pictures. Take a look. Here we got a turducken using a heavy-duty tow rig, meaning everything else behind it is not going to be a challenge. All right, let's talk about this crawler hauler. I'm sure it's safe and all, and the guy knows what he's doing,
That's not going anywhere.
but I haven't seen this yet. Generally, I always see these things bolted down, or they'll have like a turnbuckle sort of mounting set up so that there's multiple attachment points. And with this one, it seems to be a combination of jack stands, stabilizer jacks, some wood maybe, and a whole bunch of yellow straps. So I'm guessing
That's not going anywhere. That actually might be going somewhere.
Ken and Kim H, they sent us their ride. It's an all-stock trailer. Yes, it was built like this, they said. They like to go camping there in Oregon. They got a hauling capacity of 6,800 pounds. But yep, they put in the airbags too. Yeah, I remember looking at these a while back and seeing them. They seem to have fallen out of favor these days. I don't see as many being sold. This idea of having an exterior toy hauler, plus you're putting that weight of the hauler up on the front, which is kind of where it probably should be relative to some of these light trailers. Back when they used to make a lot more crawler haulers right off the shelf, now people are building them a lot more. I didn't remember if I included this one in the last video, but here it is. Now I like this idea. This person took their crawler hauler setup where they mount the trailer on the back of the bigger trailer, but they also installed additional tanks underneath to capture all the sewage and gray water. So that extends the time you can be off-grid and disconnected clearly by a significant amount. Those are very large tanks installed underneath. It's the first I've seen it. It's a great idea. Here we got some classic turducken here. We've got trailers with trucks on the back and motorcycles in the back and half truck trailers with motorcycles in the back. There's a whole lot going on here. And here we got simple motorcycle truck turducken. And could this trailer setup be any more turducken? We've got a trailer on a truck. And inside that trailer, we've got a truck and a motorcycle, all stacked up. Sometimes I like to take it back to the fundamentals. The original turducken was tow truck turducken, and here we've got a great example of a tow truck carrying a tow truck carrying a car. It's not an RV, but it's bona fide turducken. Same with this one, where we've got the same thing, only it's on the back of a flatbed. And we got this monstrosity. I have no idea how this is legal. My guess is it's heading south to the border. And another one. And this is all backwards, so we've got a bus towing a tow truck. And the tow truck has a truck on the back of it. It's all backwards. And here we've got a modified schoolie for a crawler hauler, but usually when you see this, the actual roof is gone. Somehow they've made it all work and fit here. And of course, he's got that yellow strap because
That's not going anywhere.
my gosh, this one, clearly this guy just doesn't know that his wheels are locked up and he is just dragging that back wheel. I'm guessing maybe the e-brake was on. He's probably getting away with it because it's wet out, so you don't feel as much friction, but really, he should be noticing this, especially when he sees it fishtailing, if he looks out his side windows when he takes those turns. I don't know, it might be easy to miss, but this really shocked me. We got another one here. It looks like this RV might have survived, but not really sure. And Chris Spencer, our good buddy from KOA. He's got a new round of ones he sent to us. He's got this older Class C that someone loves enough to give it a fresh paint job, he says. It's very shiny. And another shiny one, his favorite body style truck. It's got this classic Airstream, but it's actually a slide-in truck camper. He's not sure if it's Airstream or if it's another brand. Anybody know anything about this? Chime in. I know we've seen it on this channel before. And another classic GMC motorhome. He said these rode like a dream because of that dual axle with the airbag between them, and they were front wheel drive, way ahead of their time. Can you imagine having a front wheel drive motorhome? A very colorful Class B. Sometimes we got to keep it simple at the KOA. Just got the pop-up going. And yet another nice Airstream. A lot of these nice Airstreams end up at the KOA in Vegas for whatever reason. And another Airstream. This is one of those new Airstreams. I forgot, but I believe this was actually from a company that they purchased, and then it got branded basically as Airstream. Somebody commented on this in the last channel. I just forgot the name, and I'm not going to look it up right now. And he's got one of these Opuses. I've seen these around a few times up here and down in the States. They're definitely cool, although my wife and I have these certain, sometimes irrational rules about our trailer purchases. And one of the things is there has to be no canvas. We will not have any pop-ups or pop-outs that's like tent-like material or like a pop-up. We want hard sides all the way around, all the way to the roof. We got this classic Coleman, which, much like the pop-up tent, is really all you need to get out there in RV. You don't need all this fancy stuff. We got this big European truck in with dual axles. And I'm sure he sees a lot of race trailers and convention trailers down there like this. Big old Super C. I'm sure this is a professional organization, so they can afford to go all the way. And here's another beautiful Super C. Thanks again for another round of picks. Talk to you soon, Chris. Nancy O is a regular contributor. She sent us this. They have a 33-foot outdoors RV now, but before that, they used to go around with this little rig. She says people used to watch them unpack their whole load in their outdoor kitchen, and they said it was like watching a bunch of clowns come out of a clown car. Well, I'm glad you upgraded there, Nancy. Thanks for sending it our way. And this beast is not your average RV. It's a full-blown Toyota-based 6x6 expedition rig built for serious overland travel, a real apocalypse rig. Designed for off-grid survival, it features a reinforced chassis, massive all-terrain tires, rooftop solar, and enough storage to disappear into the wilderness for weeks. With its matte armored exterior and industrial look, it's part luxury home, part military command center, and ready to go anywhere on Earth. Wally shares with us his 1976 Dodge B300 19-foot Cobra. This thing is 50 years old and still going. They just went from Maryland to Maine with no problems. Well done, keep that baby maintained and take her slow. When I was at the RV show recently, I saw this out in the parking lot. Somebody had it set up. I didn't get a chance to look at the inside, and again, I don't want any canvas sides on my rig, but I still thought it looked pretty nice, and the near color match was a real bonus. Spotted this locally in my neighborhood. I always thought those industrial shells you see a lot on contractors or folks having to work, in electrical substations and things like that on the road. I always thought they would make a real nice waterproof RV. And I have a feeling that's what this guy did. I saw this for sale online. I don't have the actual link, but it was a picture of the sale. A 1957 Cadillac camper wagon. And this, I believe, is a Land Rover, but it's definitely done up and very customized. Gary S. found this man RV camper. He found it in the Cumberland Road Rest Area in Illinois on I-70. He asked me to keep up the good work. He also had a little problem with our new email address, so I'm going to remind you all right now what our new email address is. If you want to send us any pictures, links, or videos, please try to use our new email address. It's one full word, send to RVGW. In other words, that's the whole email address. Send to RVGW@gmail.com. I know the way it's worded is confusing a few people, but that's the one we chose, and I'm going to stick with it. So once again, send your emails to send to RVGW@gmail.com. Hope that makes sense. And we're still keeping the old email around just in case. Not sure if this is a horse trailer. It looks a little more like an actual converted trailer for personal use. Got a little Boba Fett action going on.
No disintegrations.
As you wish.
All right, taking it old school again. We got this 1950 Pontiac with a 1946 Spartan Manor trailer filling up at an old gas station. And just a reminder, this is the new channel, so make sure you look down and that you've subscribed. If not, take a moment to click that subscribe button before we move on. Done it yet? All right, let's keep going. We got this custom built shell. We got this custom built slide-in built on the back of this Toyota, built from scratch, custom made for their own needs. It's even got the air conditioner in the back. Well, I hope you enjoyed this, everybody. We're going to have a lot more videos coming very shortly. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Make sure you are subscribed. This is the new channel. This is where to see RVs Gone Wild. It's going away in the other channel. You won't find those old videos there. You're only going to find them here. So keep it crazy, and don't forget to send me your pics, your videos, and your links to send2rvgw@gmail.com. That's send2rvgw@gmail.com. Welcome to the new channel, and thanks, everyone.
Coming at you fast like a freight train ride. Another crazy, stupid RV design. Smoking sparks, no